Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I got a lot of information I want to give you guys. This is going to be a reference video, so please, whatever you do, if you have time, watch it all or come back, pause it, maybe fast forward, whatever you have to do. But you'll want to take in everything that I'm about to show you. Very, very important, very significant. All right, for everyone, all types of traders, swing traders, scalp traders, whatever kind of trader you want to be, pullback traders. I got something for all of you guys. This will be a reference video. The goal is to saturate YouTube with some information that actually makes sense. That's simple. That's the whole goal of this channel. Been doing this for a very long time, people. I want to have you know that the markets are very simple, and I'm going to prove it to you. It's right in front of you. Simple stuff. I want you to know that you can have the information on the channel. All the information that's on this channel is worth far more than $200. Worth far more. Everything I'm about to show you is worth far more than 200 bucks. I'm giving away my suite. I'm gonna give away my suite of indicators, and you can get the free version of NinjaTrader. You don't have to have a license to get that. So if you're trading some other platform and you want to use the tools, just get the free version, upload the tools, and use them. 200 bucks. Everything that's on this channel is worth more than $200, and all you need is here. So everything you need on the channel, even if you didn't get the suite, it's here. This is all you need. So you don't have to go about it this way, but if you want a professional opinion on your chart while you're trading, you want a second opinion on it. If you want some advice from someone that's done it for many years, this is the affordable way, reasonable way of getting that done without having to pay thousands of dollars. I've seen it on several websites. People are offering one or two indicators for $350, $400. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna get. All right, I'm gonna show it to you. But most view videos here. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. Fate has brought you here. I did not pay for any subscribers, views, or likes. Everything here is organic. All right, so thank you for stopping by. Fate brought you here. I want to say that to you. I don't plaster my face on all the videos. I don't do that. It's not important who I am. It's important that you learn. I want to also say to you, all the videos here are pretty much in real time. What you're seeing on the thumbnail is not an enticing intro. It's the chart that I actually went over. I want to say that to you. Everything that YouTube is, I am not. Okay, I'm not a YouTube personality. Been doing this for a very long time. Had a company online, took it off. So if you want to know if I'm legitimate, yes, I've had a company online. I took it off. I didn't want to be in this space anymore. I want to retire. So must watch videos here. There's a lot of information here. You can take in any of this information. If you never traded a chart before, here you go. You can start right here. Promise you. If you never traded ever before in your life, I will show you the only real-time identification process online. The only real-time identification process. All right, this is it. I'll show it to you. Everything that I teach is universal. That means applicable to all cases. Go get the dictionary. I promise you, you'll see it. It's just that. So no matter what kind of methodology you're trading, I don't care what kind of trader you want to be. There's only 3 ways to enter markets. This information right here, if you win, it's this. There's a trend on the board, and I use price and price alone. This will tell you how far the market will pull back into your bar before it resumes. This is the trend, and every bar is a trend. I'll show it to you. If you win, is this. So I don't use any kind of prior data, as far as looking left, way back in the chart and all this stuff to find structure breaks and all. I don't do any of that. This is a trend. This is how the trend works. And if you win, it's this. Universal price action method, a bar and a half in real time. Real time, people. I want to say that a bar and a half. Majority principle. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But if you win, it's this. So you can take the shortcut. You don't have to keep watching everybody else's videos online. I want to have you know you can watch what's on my channel right here, and you can absolutely change how it is that you're interacting with markets. Universal chart scale. So I teach you how to look at your bezel right inside of the frame that you're looking at, how to know that there's possibly some cyclical activity that's going to take place. And if you win, it's this. The market cannot turn without you seeing it do it. So you don't have to look left to find where the market will turn at. You don't have to do that. You can look right into your hard right edge and know that it'll turn right in front of you. It's not going to happen somewhere where you may not see it. I want to say that to you. The suite, the market analysis, I did this for about a month, pulled aside some people, and of course, all those that have purchased the indicator suite, showed them how to get that whole trend distance using a 5-minute chart for zones, 1 or 2 zones to capture the daily bars for days. I am no longer offering the private community. Again, I'm not an alert service. I only offered that opportunity for those that purchased the suite. And of course, I gave them more information than what's on this channel about how to read wicks and how to sequentially count the bars and know which one should show up next. I tried to show them a lot of information that's not on this channel, and they had an opportunity to benefit from that information. So we did bar sequencing. We talked about wicks, how to look at behavior when it comes to bars, moving averages, how to, again, just approach markets. But the main focus was, and you can watch some of these videos right here, it'll give you an idea of how that was all picked apart there. So that's the indicator suite down there. All right, now I'm going to give you an opportunity again to pick up again this information. That's all it is, information. Tried to code as much stuff as I possibly can for you guys. So if you need a professional's opinion while you're trading, you can have mines on your chart. But before doing so, I want to give you some free information here. Here's the trading ranges. All right. So 615, 745. This is free. This information right here is free. This right here. You can take these time windows, put them on any chart, and I promise you, you'll see that there's a big difference in where the market will turn at if you only knew that the opportunity was available. So let me add some data to this. I don't know. Okay. I need a couple days. Don't want to be before you long, but I want to give you a lot of information. Stick around, stick around. I want to give you a lot of information. So let's get about 20 days on this. Here's these actual time windows here. All right, so free information. You can see that the market and it'll trend away from these zones. Okay, and of course they whip around them too. They do that too. Try to build before they take off. That's what it does. Time windows there. You can take that in. Really simple stuff. All right. And the indicators that's up here in the top left hand corner is just my indicators, and they're listed. All right. So let me just refresh that just a bit. All right. So there's the levels inside of there trying to help you pinpoint some of those turns and try to get you to go down the board with it. Try to get you to run down the chart with it. All right. So that's enough of that information there. Now, here are the static levels. These are prices that I know the market would absolutely trade to. And again, it doesn't matter. It's always in front of the market. So it's in front of the market. It's in front of it. And that's the whole point, not to look left. You can look in front and know that it should go. It's really important. Let me just refresh this. All right. So again, the levels are up here. And I'm sorry, the indicators are up here in the top left-hand corner. These are included in that suite as well. But here are the price levels. You can take this with you. It's free. Those are those price levels, and the market would absolutely turn at those price levels when they get there, for the most part. All right, so I didn't add a whole lot of data to this because we just saw pretty much what was back there, but there you go. All right, now, done with the free. Here is, I guess, a few, I guess, pages of what I think about the market. Here's a few pages to take a look at. The truth about markets. I'm not going to read it to you. Go ahead and take it in. All right. We got a lot of stuff I want to cover and try to hurry up and get through this, but go ahead and pause the video. This is what I think about the market. It's very simple. And once you understand this, that the trader is being taught to believe that it is random. Once you get that part, so that, past results is not indicative. Yeah. Go ahead and go with that if you want to and see where you go. All right. Just see where you wind up with. Now, I try to teach everybody how to read the market like literature because that's all it is. It's information. So from the title until the last remarks, the author will always make mention of what was in the whole book or pages that you were reading. I want to go ahead and say that to you. This is all I'm pretty much looking for in the market. I code indicators based on principles. All right. And this is one of them. This is one of the principles I code the market based on. Majority principles. All right. So every run is a bar. Every price run is a bar, and we just need 50% of that run to get above the bar's high. It's really just that simple. That's reiteration. So something that's really important. All right, now here are all the indicators that you can have. You can have them. All right, you can have them. I'll give them to you. $200. I have you know that they're worth more than $200. I paid over $200 just to get the functionality of this price line. So just to get this price line functionality, because I didn't know how to code it, I paid over $200 for that. And then I managed to build pretty much the rest of it. I did have, now, one of the individuals that came on board here on the channel, he took my training and was kind enough, I mean, just absolutely kind enough to make me this indicator here. Gabriel is an amazing individual. I want to go ahead and say and acknowledge you. Remarkable fellow. Me and him have been just absolutely having a wonderful time talking about markets, and just a great guy. I want to say that to you. I want to stop what I'm doing and go ahead and highlight that. He actually helped. Well, he actually made this for me. I told him the last universal approach, and he created the indicator to help me with that because I didn't know how to create it. But I know another tactic on how to get it on the chart, but he actually made an indicator for it. So that was very, very remarkable of him for doing so. Very important information. So, and I'm gonna show you that. I'll show you that. But yes, all of these indicators, we got text signals over here. We got the other functions over here, bar colors, levels, sounds. You get a lot of sounds with this stuff. So it'll give you alerts or whatever with the information. But again, anything with asterisks is important. I'll try to show you some of these. I will. I'm going to put them on the chart and try to show you some of them that has the asterisks beside them. All for 200 bucks. This is a follow the plot process. So I'm not doing no question and answering about the code. No Q&A. So don't email me saying, hey, well, why did it plot this or why? It's a follow the plot process. So please take the time. It's just 200 bucks, people. All right. It's free information on the channel that's worth significantly more than $200. My indicators are worth more than $200. So please, whatever you do, take the time to appreciate what is there. $200 for the indicators if you want them. It's only if you want them. You don't need them. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to prove to you, you don't really need indicators, but there's a lot of vendors out here that's trying to sell one or two indicators for $350 or $400. I don't want you to have that problem. Just like I'm trying to saturate YouTube with some useful information that's practical, I want to give you some alternative ways of going about trading, some flexibility in your trading, an opinion from someone that does this professionally on your chart, so you can get that just that second opinion while you're in your trade. Do you believe that this will work? My signals will show up and tell you, yeah, it's a good chance that'll work based on behavior. Just some principles that they do every day. It's a chance that it will absolutely work. Again, these are all the indicators that you would obtain for 200 bucks, and you can get the free version of Ninja Trader platform and plot this information. I want to say that to you. Now, this is also free. It's on the channel, so you don't have to run, through all the content on the channel. Here are the indicators that's on the chart currently, the bar color as well as the text and the levels. That's up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through what's universal really quickly. All right, so that way you don't have to comb through a lot of the information on the channel. This is a 1 minute chart, so bear with me. It's a little slower, but we're going to get to some other information. We want to look at a range chart as well. So let's do this. This threshold is important. This is your wick zone. So if the market is going to pull back, remember I told you the universal threshold, that's this. So if the market will pull back, it should pull into this bar and resume. All right, now we have it on this one too, and you can tell there's a slight wick there. Let me just kind of open this up just a bit so you can see it. There's a wick there. You can see they kind of pushed into it and then start pushing down, but this is a wick zone as well. All right, so let's see if it'll lift back up. All right, let's just see if it'll lift back up. They're kind of responding to this zone here. All right, so they're kind of responding to this zone here. Just kind of want to put some information in front of you. Now, this is free stuff. That all this stuff I'm telling you, been doing this for a very long time, long before it was any kind of popularity. ICT online, been trading this simple majority principle for a very, very long time. I have you know that. All right, so really simple stuff. So that's the threshold. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so now what we're trying to do, this is the very next thing that you'll want to accomplish. You'll want to try to get that blue floater, it's a blue horizontal line here. You want to try to get it to fall beneath that low, okay? And if it does that, that's the scenario to go down. It's really just that simple. It's really just that simple. We have a no close level up here. This is a part of that setup. Okay, so this is a part of that setup. This would be the no close bar. That would be the hard stop, which is the level. All right, so you don't have a level back here on this bar here for the push up. This is the no close bar. This is the hard stop bar. They moved into it and they lifted up, but you have the same scenario from above. All right, so I want to go ahead and say that to you. They are getting outside of the zone, so they're gone. So let's go here. I'm gonna just try to do this chart just for a moment, then we're gonna go watch some indicators. All right, so they didn't make it into that one. They didn't quite make it in there. And let's see if they'll come back and test into this one. All right, let's just see if it'll come back and test into that one before it push down again. Let's just see if it'll do it. So the green bars, it can be a red bar green, but it could still go up, but it just didn't want to. It overshot it, but it never closed beneath that bar. It never closed beneath that bar, even though it overshot it and turned around. This is a no close bar as well as a hard stop. And now again, they overshot this bar. They overshot the level, but guess what? They never closed under this bar and they pushed up again, as well as this one. This is a no close bar. All right, so now you get the rules of that. All right, so they're going into the wick zone. Let's see if it'll wick out and come back down. All right, so I'm trying to touch on how all of this worked. They do not have a trend down yet. So what is the trend? All right, so the trend is 1, 2, 3. That's 4. They all have to close lower, and we're trying to get what? 7 of them if we're going down. So we're trying to get 7 of them if we're going down. So that would mean that possibly they'll turn around soon, possibly. So then you would just look over here and see if it's something over here that would make sense, or wait till it show up over here. Wait to see if this will start happening. Okay, it's just that simple. I want to tell you that trading is just that simple. All right, so that's the rules for the universal concept. And of course, you got the universal chart scale. I know you see me, I kind of opened up the chart a bit, but this is always in front of you. I told you I can teach you how to read your chart without having to look left. You don't have to look left, it's always in front of you. This is invaluable down here. I want to say this to you. This is invaluable. So for me to teach you how to time the market, this is invaluable, meaning priceless. So if you don't know what that means, it's priceless. So I'm offering something that's worth far more than money. So 200 bucks, not a problem. This is my free content worth more than $200. Want to go ahead and say that to you. Free content worth more than 200 bucks. This is timeless. All right. And I'm trying to help you time it. Trying to help you time it for absolutely nothing. Please do your best to share the video. Tell someone about it. Tell someone I'm right here trying to give away as much information and just saturate this space on YouTube with some actual content that will work. That's all. It will absolutely work for you. And I want to go another step and provide you with some tools to help you do it. That's all. Help you do it. All right, so now we went over this chart scale. They're at it and they're not, quite beneath it yet, but this is the wick zone. They're still kind of playing inside the wick zone. All right, so this is a wick zone as well on this bar. You kind of get it now, right? You kind of get it. All right. Can they move down? Yeah, they can move down here, but if they get down here, I'm just pretty certain we're going to have at least this many bars. All right, so then they may have a trend inside of a bigger trend, and so you got to go with the trend itself. All right, so now that we covered that, 9:30 came in. I highlighted some losers here, a couple of losers. Clearly, every indicator on the chart is not going to work. That's the C3 bar. They gave you the distance of that bar. So at 9:30 came in right about here. I'm not going to walk through every indicator. I'm not going to do that. As I said before, that's training, trying to explain to you all this information is just not possible. So 9:30 here, that's the bar with the number on it. And then of course they pulled up to it and they dropped. Okay, they dropped and it offered you the distance of the signal. That's all it is. The distance of the signal. Try to get that. So here's the signal right there. They offered you the distance of that signal. And then, of course, they've been moving themselves up. Okay, so they're trying to get back off of that upper price, level there that we were at, the upper part of the chart. They're trying to get back up. All right, so that's 9:30. And again, I don't feel like combing through all this stuff, but I wanted to put something up here that deals with wicks. That's what this deals with, wicks. Again, when I had the private community, I was telling them how to read wicks without this indicator. And to be quite honest, how I told them how to read the wicks, it's not on the chart. It's not here. Okay. I can't code that, but it's very useful. Very, very useful. Very, very useful. All right. But this is something to help you along. These are, it's just two indicators. Their names are up here, the C3 and the wicks. All right. So it's just two indicators. You can take a look at that and see how that works. Now, let me get out of there. Now, if that doesn't do it for you, here we go. We got the increase and the buy and sell. So it's just a couple indicators. Again, all of this stuff is price action based information. So you had the increase indicator. Here's it kicking it off, and it kind of leaned over into it. And then of course they, pushed up and then leaned down again. And then of course they made this one, but it didn't work. So then they made that one, they leaned over. This is a 2-bar signal here. And this is a 2-bar signal as well. So pretty much like the no touch, just a 2-bar signal. And I'm gonna show you a 1 bar signal too. I got 3 bar signals. I'm gonna show you this is well, both of these are 2 bar signals. Really simple stuff. And so and there you go. They lift up and they push down. So here we go. Just that simple. All right. Before 9:30, you had a couple of them for the downside. Just a couple of them. $200. $200. You can get a little bit of professional help on your chart. All right. So here we got a mixture of 3 bar signals and a 2 bar signal. All right. So we got 3 bar signals up here. We got 2 bar signals down here. This is my version of that gap, that ICT gap stuff. So fair value gap, I gave you my version. There's a version here that I created, and you got the levels and the zone. So you got a little flexibility. I even got a text for you in a sound file. I got all of that. So if you like that approach, I'm not one. Again, I've been trading professionally long before there was an ICT. I'm just that old. But I know people like that, so I created a version of it, and then I created a version that kind of make more sense to me, and it only takes 2 bars, not a lot of them. All right, so here we go. There's the ignition run. That's the text. So the IR that you're seeing is the text, and then of course there's that information there. Now I'll scroll back through the chart with this one. Again, the 2 bars is 2 bars down here. So what you're seeing with the map in the zone, this is a 2 bar signal. 2 bar signal. That's what you got. All right. That one didn't work. Don't worry about that. Sometimes that happens. You're going to get the ones that won't work. But even when it don't work, do know that that area right there that took that out. See this up here, taking that out, that's a problem. All right. Just want to have you know that. And even right here, that's a problem. All right. So when it don't work, just know that that's a problem. That's all. Just kind of keep that in mind. That's a problem when it don't work. All right. So just some useful information. I'll show it to you. Scroll through the chart just a bit. Just to give you. Let's go all the way back to where they kind of declined on last week. Let's just kind of go back to that. 2 bar signals on the bottom. These are 2 bar signals up here. 3 bar signals up here. Let me just refresh this just a bit. All right. So, and I got levels. With the zones up here. Levels and the zones are one and the same. You can see it in the text up here. All right, so there's that drop with the news. There's the turnaround. You had the IRs coming in here. That's the ignition run. That's a 3 bar signal since everybody like that 3 bar gap stuff. I got one for you right here. And then, of course, you got the 2 bar signal down here. This one, they overshot this. They tried to trade into it and lift up. And this is another thing I want you to pay attention to with this one. When they overshoot this, just see how they behave once they do it. That's all. And so, because it's not perfection, I can't perfect it, but I get you close as I possibly can. I get you close as I possibly can so you can catch all the big runs if you want to catch them. And again, this is the version I created of that fair value gap. So everywhere you're seeing a level in the zone, that's 3. This is 2. All right, so get out of there. Now, this is a 2 bar signal information on this chart as well, and they're not falling in the same place. So please pause the video and go back and take a look. And I'll scroll through the chart a little bit here. This is the aggression reverse as well as the no touch climax bar color with the levels and the outline. All right, so just wanted to really highlight it because it's up against these red and green bars. So I made the blue outline as well as the level. And there's the AR. The AR is the aggression reverse. All right, so the aggression reverse, I'll walk through this just a bit. Just having some professional advice on your chart. That's really important, just to get some advice. Hey, do you think this trade will work? And I can tell you there's a good chance that it might. And all for $200. Everything I'm showing you, I promise you, just $200. I may raise it up to 350 in the future. And that's as high as I'm willing to go just to match everybody else out there. 350 as high as I'm willing to go. But right now, $200. $200 just to get some professional help on your chart. That's it. All right. From someone that knows principles when they code. I code principles. I'm not looking for anything other than what I know would really make sense. All right. And that's all. And you're more than welcome again to pause the video, take a look, kind of comb through the chart. You're going to have some losers in there. You are. So you can't escape that. That's not realistic trading. That's why I'm showing this to you, because it's both. It's both. You're going to have some winners and you're going to have some losers. The goal is, can you get the winners to really win? That's the goal. Can they really win? Can they give you what you really want? Now, if you don't like the 2, 3 bar signals, what I got for you is the single bar signal. So you got 1 bar. That's it. No soon the bar close. No soon the bar close. You're going to get the text or the bar color. I have a pressure associated with this one as well. So there's a pressure that will show up in the upper right hand corner or the bottom right hand corner here. And I got them for the center, the bottom left, the upper top left, or whatever. So I got them for all sides. So in case you want to size the chart down and kind of arrange it, you can still get that information closer to your heart right edge if you wanted to use a different chart. So here, if the bar is not colored, there's an opportunity even still to get into it. It's not going to just take off. You want that takeoff. You're wanting to see the IG come in. That's the ignition. So that's the ignition. You'll want to see the ignition, or you can just go with the bar color. The ignition bar color, the chart that we're going to be looking at, going to have the ignition bar color on it. So if you want that, if you want that kind of experience, that's what you're dealing with. All right. So single bar plot, single bar. So all it takes is one bar, and we're going to watch this in real time for just a bit, and I'm going to definitely outline this as well in real time. So wherever you're seeing the IG is the equivalent of the colored bar. It's the same thing. I just put the text up there in case some of you want to use the text versus the actual color. So they're saying that there's a there's cell pressure on this bar. The pressure just fired off. It's saying there's some cell pressure here. Bar don't have any opacity in it. That's not good. But let's see if it'll just keep pushing, because they just came out of this. It's a break of a new high. It's hard to get these guys to do that. I just want to tell you that most of the time they don't want to do it. All right, they just don't. So hopefully you understand that every bar is a trend. If you read the first page that I showed you, every bar is a trend. Every bar is a trend. So you're looking for the bar to turn green and then offer you the color of that green bar as well as the red one. If it turns red, try to get the color of the red one. It's just that simple. So now when we comb through the chart, let's see how many opportunities you would have seen with a single bar plot. And at the close of the bar, you want it to go and give you the distance of that colored bar, green or red. You just want to see if it's all at all possible. If you see the bars with no opacity in it, again, this could be a potential entry where it's trying to turn around. Let's go all the way back to where they did the news on that big old drop they did on last week. Let's go back to some of that. Let's kind of comb through this overnight stuff and get to some of that. Winners and losers in here, but again, it just depends on how you want to interact with it. Again, all the flexibility that you would need. That's really important. All right. So the bar turns green, the bar turns red, try to go with them. And of course, when there's no opacity, it may be an opportunity or a chance for you to say, hey, I don't want to interact with this right now because there's no strength there. There's nothing to push it, to ignite it, to make it go. So you try to stay away from it. That red came flashing on this bar here. They still haven't broke that high. So it's important, just some important information, really important stuff. Now, let's get to the real time. Let's get to the real time. Let me open this up. We're going to do this just for a little bit. Again, thank you, Gabriel, so much for your contribution, actually making this zone for me. Again, this is another method by which I teach people. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to trade it here. I won't. But you're trying to get the bar to close outside of here if at all possible. And most of the time they won't. All right. So I just want to tell you that. Here's a 10 range chart. Here's a 10 range chart here. And I just got a couple of those indicators on here. The supply and demand zones that you saw with the fair value gap chart that takes 2 bars. That's in here. And then I got range chart indicators. So I do have range chart indicators as well as 1 second indicators. And they're coded differently. They are. So the single bar plots are the A's here. The A's is the single bar plot, and the T's, the AR and the buy. Those are 2 bar plots, and even the bar color. Now the bar color is the no. I just heard the signal. The you may not have heard it, but I heard it in my ear. I had to stop for a moment. All right, so here the color that I'm using on this chart is the no touch, no close climax color. All right, so the no touch, no close climax bar color with the levels, that's the color that you're getting here. But the T's on here as well as the A's are single bar plots. So no sooner the bar closed, you get the T and it's saying, hey, go for the distance of this bar in that direction. This is a 10 range chart. Now, let's move. Now that you understand just some of the functionality here, I'm gonna leave this chart up because I do want you to watch your range chart, because everyone isn't trading interval charts. They're just not. Here's a 1 second chart. Now over here, I got 3 different arrows here, calculating 3 different things. And so there's the 5 second, the 15-second, 30-second, and 45-second, trying to help break down that 1 minute bar. That's all. Trying to help break down this is the ignition pressure for the 1 minute chart. I mean the 1 second chart, ignition pressure over here for the range chart, and the ignition pressure right here for the 1 minute. So what you're seeing with that pressure, I actually have it plotted on the 1 second as well as the range, trying to let you know if that's showing up in that time frame. And that will help you kind of break down what the 1 minute bar is actually doing, or whatever time frame you prefer. That's totally up to you. We got a buy here and a map. So we got the map trade showing up, the expansion. We got that showing up here, and that is that zone. So that is that supply and demand zone, the map supply and demand zone showing up here. And I believe that's the that fair value gap zone as well. I think it's both of them sitting in there. All right, so let's see. We got the no touch levels on the way. So there's a slight difference in the size of the levels on the fair value gap. So the fair value gap levels are a lot bigger than the no touch levels. And of course, there is the 2 bar zone is the one from this bar to that bar. The three, it takes 3 bars for the gap to show up with the level. All right, so 3 bars with the gap and the level. All right, so let's see if we got any more back here. No, we didn't get any more back there. All right, so let's get ready to go into this real time. Again, I just want to give you a lot of information in this video. I just want to give you a lot of information that's important because, yeah, it's important. Just know that. It's important. It's important. Take my word for it. I'm trying to give you a lot of information right now because it's really significant. Again, I already ran my company online, YouTube channel, all that. I deleted it, took it offline. Period. Didn't want to be a part of the space. Just wanted to detox myself away from the community and go ahead and retire. All right. So want to give you a lot of information. Want to give you a lot of information, something to help you out. I don't like what's happening. I want to put the favor back inside of the trader's hand. All right, want to give you something that will just tip that scale right into your favor so you can get what you want from the markets. That zone is important. That zone is important. Let's see if it can close outside of it this time. This time, let's see. And it's giving me information. The market is providing me information as to how far the bar will trade and possibly close. Can it trade outside the zone and close? Yes, it can. It absolutely can. But the market is telling me, it's providing me information. I teach people how to read this. And that's why I'm so thankful for Gabriel. He actually coded the indicator for me. But I can tell you with a high degree of accuracy how far the bar will pretty much trade and where it may not want to close. I might can't tell you where it will close, but I can tell you how where it should not close, possibly. Very useful information when it comes to looking at the daily chart. So all of that daily bias stuff that you guys are chasing online, I want to show you it's not that complicated. It's actually simple. And hopefully me putting this in front of you, it just give you an idea of what that is. I cannot reveal the specs to you of what that indicator is actually plotting. I can't tell you what it is that it's plotting, but I will say this: just take a moment and consider just the possibilities that if you knew in going into your trade that the market will not close outside of a particular price, I think it'll change how you interact with it. That's all. It'll change how you interact with the information tremendously. All right. And again, this is a real-time indicator. Real-time indicator. Once it plots, the next bar in real time is going to reference that information. It's going to reference that information that it just told you. The market just told you something. And that's the thing. It just told you something. It's not going to deviate. It's like our minds, the way we think. When we think something, we have the end in mind. There's an end associated with that thought because that's the motivation to move towards it. I have you know, everything that we're doing with trading, it's a decision place. That's all this is. And so we need to regard the market as a decision place. The reference points are the open, high, low, and closes, but this is a decision place. Always keep that in mind. This is a decision place. So when someone decides to sell, someone decides to buy, there's an expected end associated with it. There's an expected end associated with it, and you need to know what's on the market's mind. What is it willing to do? Let's see if this bar will close outside of that range. Let's see. It's doing a wonderful job. Let's see how much further it will break down. Again, you can use this information down here, the 1 second as well as that 10 range chart. Look like they're going to accomplish their goal, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. We're ticking out. We're coming back. We didn't make it. Nope, we didn't make it on that one there. Oh, yes, they got it done. It came back. Why is it the clock is not? Okay, there you go. Clock kind of funny. Okay, it actually made it back. It tried not to. It tried not to. Now remember, the bar is red. You got to go for the distance of the red bar. It's really simple. Try not to make it complicated. Do not make this stuff complicated. Go for the distance of the red bar. All right, really something simple for you. This is the wick threshold. You want to see if they'll pull inside the wick threshold and take back off. Really simple stuff. And again, you can use the 1 second look down here. You can look into the 10 range chart and see if any of this stuff is making sense to you. Again, these are tools that I want to give the community, the trading space. I want to give you guys something. I want to give you guys something. I want to give you something. Let's see if we can keep these zones plotting. We want to see if we can keep them so you can stay out of this. This is not what you want to be a part of. Even though you got the red bar back here, just if you can, or be in it and see if the zones will start showing up. Let's see. I know they're coming into some. Let's see what this will look like. All right, so they didn't want to close outside that zone. This is the wick zone. Let's see if they can keep going with this information. Let's see, kind of overlaying some content here. Let's see if they can keep going down. This is not a trend. This is only 1, 2, 3. That's 4. I don't like dojis. Let's see. This is the wick zone. Pressure still mounting. Let's see what the 1 second saying. They're trying to pick it up. You can see the buys coming in here. Again, this is information that I coded. Very simple stuff. All right, so they're right here trying to pick this up. They're trying to. All right, that's that reduced risk entry right here. If I can drop it. All right. That's that reduced risk entry right there. Dove right into the back of it, kissed it. All bars are not created equal. So I code based on principles. I have you know it's really simple stuff. It's not complicated. I do not want to waste my time with information that don't make sense. So I only code what makes sense. All right. So there's a lot of people that may argue that you can use volume and you can use all that different stuff. Sure, you sure can. You can use as many different aspects of trading as you want to. Use whatever charts you want to, but at the end of the day, it's like gravity. I want to have you know that it's like gravity. 700 pounds, 70 pounds, guess what? You're still going to be impacted by that gravity. Don't believe me? I don't suggest you try it, but yeah, drive down the street and just open up that door, take off that seatbelt and lean right out and see if you'll, fly. That's all. Just see if you'll fly. I'm pretty certain you're going to hit that ground. Really simple stuff. And the market is functioning off of principles. That's all. It's just principles. We can attach whatever we want to it, but it's just principles. It's really simple. I want to make sure that I'm availing that information to you. Simple stuff. Really simple stuff, you guys. Want to help you see it. Want to help you see it. And so you don't have to have the paid version of NinjaTrader to use my tools. You don't. You can use my tools with the free version of NinjaTrader. So you don't have to have the order flow suite. You don't have to have it. And you can use my stuff because I know how to code based on what's important. What's significant? What is significant to these guys? That's what you will want to pay attention to. Let's see if we can close outside of this zone right now. There's your wick zone. Let's see if we can close outside of here. And then from there, I will be, of course, leaving you guys. And I want to make sure that you, again, have all the information that you need in order to trade. I want to have it that you'll have what you need. I don't want you to keep struggling with trading. I don't. I've tried to leave the community several times, but I come back because I know there's someone, I promise you, there's someone that needs that help. There's someone that needs that help. And I want to go ahead and help you. I know what it's like to try to do something and it's challenging and it's hard. It can waste a lot of time and of course become very emotionally taxing in order to do it. And it don't have to be that way if you get the right help. So hopefully the channel would suffice for you. But if you want to take it a step further, getting the education from the channel and securing some tools, you're prepared. I would say it that way. You're very much prepared. Very much prepared from someone that understands how the market moves. It's really simple. Let's see, can we get a close outside of here? And then I will be going. All right. Single bar plot, bar close. Try to go for the distance of that bar. Let's see if it'll do it on this one. No, it's not willing to make it. Let's see. Bar time is ticking out kind of funny here. All right, so that's that. All right, so now that is my time with you. I absolutely wish you all the best with your trading. Again, do not make this stuff complicated. Take full advantage of the channel. All right, there's a lot of information here. I want to say that to you. There's a lot of information here for you guys. I want you to take full advantage of this information. All right, comb through the channel, find what you like. Find what you like. It's a lot of stuff here. You can go to my playlist. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in here too. A lot of stuff in here. A lot of videos. I tried to upload as many videos as I can within a year's time. Within a year's time, I've only been here for about a year. There's 200 videos here. I've covered stocks. I've covered Forex. I've covered GC, crude oil, you name it. I've covered it. All right. And I even gave you the daily and the weekly telling you they'll get up to the 18.5, 19.5 area last year, back in, I believe it was August, and they made it. So I want you to, again, just take your time. Take your time with the information. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Again, this is fate that brought you here. I suggest strongly that you take advantage of it. Please don't let this opportunity pass you. Fate brought you here. You found this channel, and it wasn't a mistake. I promise you it wasn't. For me to divulge all of what I'm sharing with you for free here is worth, I want to say it one more time, more than 200 bucks. You'll lose that on any given trade. You'll lose $200 on any trade. So don't think it's strange. Don't think it's strange that I'm willing to offer you something of significant value for just something reasonable. All right, it's just reasonable. It's only logical. If you're going to give away your money to the market for 200 bucks, let me help you. And for just a small token of appreciation and dedication to helping you, you can pick up the suite for 200 bucks. All right. It took me time to code all those indicators, and I didn't know how to code. I'm not a programmer. I just learned it, because I wanted some indicators that took in account my risk tolerance. I don't want to have to risk a lot of money. And so I kind of kept that in mind and built some tools. That's all. So if you are interested, it's there. It's there. And again, you can use the free version of NinjaTrader 8 platform. You can use the free version, pay $200 and get you some help. But if not, everything you need is here on the channel. And again, I wish you all the best with your trading. Take